folks. Have your cameras ready because this is a great photo op. To the right of our tram, you will see Del Taco's Fresh Ingredients Island and Taco Build and Bar. I know those ingredients look good enough to eat, but I must ask you to keep your hands and feet in the tram at all times. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, these fresh ingredients are used every day by Del Taco employees to construct chicken soft tacos. Thank you.
I'd like to get stranded on that island.
Well, that can be arranged.
The sign says fresh, but behind the counter, the reality is very different. Imagine ordering a taco and thinking the beef was grilled minutes ago, when in truth it was vacuum-sealed days earlier, reheated in a plastic bag, and left in a tray slowly cooling below safe temperatures. That's not cooking. That's logistics. And like a battlefield where the intel is wrong, the picture painted for the public doesn't match the facts on the ground.
It's like a dream for us.
Specifically, the fried cheese and avocado. Owner and chef Tavo Hernandez
Just a little bit of seasoning.
learned everything he knows from his late mother.
I mean, I can remember since I was a little kid having these things here.
So you only have one of these? Does that mean that each and every tortilla is made
It's hand pressed, one by one.
Hit that taco with a little onion, cilantro, and homemade salsa.
This is awesome.
But the Hawaiian taco would prove to put up a tough fight.
Nice and grilled, fresh pico. We make our own chipotle here too.
What tactical advantage are you really getting from cheap food that cuts corners everywhere? Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. Costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video. The promise is written right there in the branding. Made fresh, made to order. Precision in every wrap, every taco, every plate. The menu reads like an operational plan where each ingredient is supposed to move with efficiency, arriving crisp and hot, deployed at the last second for you. But once you look at the actual battlefield, the neat rows collapse into something closer to open disorder. On the surface, it's an army in perfect formation. Underneath, it's a scramble to hold ground with compromised gear. The claim is simple. Food assembled on demand, like live intelligence fed directly to the unit in the field. You picture a supply chain strong enough to push ingredients quickly from farm to plate, kept intact until the exact moment of engagement when you take a bite. That's the perception that Del Taco functions with the precision of a reliable convoy bringing fresh gear into combat.
Taco Bout It Mexican Fusion is traditional Mexican food, but with a little bit of a flair.
Tacos being the talk of the town are what brought Talk About It from a food truck to a brick and mortar location.
You know, remember her now, by doing tortillas.
Because a tasty taco starts with a true tortilla.
In reality, reports from the ground tell another story. Health inspections in multiple states describe scenes of food stored at unsafe temperatures, vegetables wilting before they even reach the line, meats reheated again and again until they function more like hand-me-down armor than actual protection. Start with the beef. According to the operational image, it's a cut seared on-site, hot and ready. What actually arrives is a vacuum-sealed bag of pre-cooked meat, opened, dropped in hot water to reheat, then set aside in metal trays under warming lights. Picture going into a live-fire zone with armor borrowed from the salvage yard. Dented, worn, still painted to look new. That's the effect. The meat looks like it just hit the grill, but the grill never existed. It's camouflage, not strength.
You okay there? Red scoop of beans. You get your red sauce. Seasoned beef. And then your tomatoes and your onions. And then you're going to want to fold it like this.
And that's been one of the favorites here at Manistee.
Every great chef has a great sous chef, and in a restaurant where homemade is the standard, so is tradition through the generations.
So this is my son, he's 16 years old. He's been with me for a while.
Move to the chicken. If the beef is recycled armor, the chicken is an entire decoy system. Instead of fire or flame actually touching the food, what you get are frozen strips stamped with artificial grill marks. They're heated in plastic trays, slid into pans, and set for later use. The black stripes look convincing, like the burn marks left from real combat. But the truth is that nothing authentic touched it. It's training scenario hardware, not battlefield grade. You think you're biting into seared protein when all you're engaging with is freezer technology that simulates the real thing for the sake of appearance. The weakness doesn't stop there. The beans are perhaps the most stark reveal. Instead of slow-cooked rations stirred daily, you're handed a processed powder mixed with water, a beige slurry stored until serving. Think of soldiers expecting real grains while being issued packets of dry filler fortified with chemical stabilizers to keep it shelf-stable for months. That's what passes as refried beans here, a ration pack disguised as food, a long list of additives acting as the supply chain's unsung operators. Even the produce can't withstand this test. Lettuce doesn't arrive straight from a head, crisp and bright. It arrives pre-cut, chemically treated, and stored until distribution. By the time it lands on a taco, the edges show slime, wilting under chemical weight. The supply line is compromised before it even makes contact with the consumer. Precision? No, these greens were neutralized during transport before ever seeing the plate. Then there's the dairy segment of the force. A taco chain paints a picture of shredded cheese or fresh sour cream. What lands in your tray is manufactured product closer to industrial compound than real dairy. Processed cheese blends resist melting like hardened plastic, engineered for storage rather than flavor. Sour cream isn't cultured cream. It's a synthetic derivative, whipped together to mimic consistency. Instead of farm-grade support units, you're being issued synthetic hardware built for efficiency, not authenticity. You can see how each component fails under closer inspection. Every piece that's supposed to be a fresh soldier on the line is instead a stand-in, padded with preservatives or dressed with fake markings to simulate freshness. The illusion of an elite squad breaks down, leaving a patchwork unit of reheated, chemical-laced parts. That's the battlefield reality you face when you sit down thinking you'll experience freshly made food. The operational promise of freshness collapses when viewed with clear eyes. What you encounter isn't reliability, but an unstable arrangement of processed elements pretending to be the real thing. That raises the tactical question for you. What actual value does a cheap meal deliver when the unseen costs are nutritional losses and potential health risks waiting to ambush? Eating here isn't a fresh victory. It's a compromised mission. Speed takes priority over safety. Additives take priority over authenticity. What you see is a force dressed in clean uniforms, but the gear beneath is stripped down and unreliable. That choice carries its own risk. You need to think like an analyst. Read the intel. Check the supply chain labels. Protect your own health as if you were holding ground under fire. The truth is simple. Do you want a taco or a taco-shaped collection of processed food products? Subscribe and join a community built on real awareness.